A huge shout out to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's podcast. All right, guys. So y'all know that I am extremely busy, always on the go. And Magic Mind is actually a company that has been getting a lot of buzz. I believe even Joe Rogan said something about it on his podcast.
A new one they sent me called Magic Mind, and it's nootropics along with lion's mane and a bunch of functional mushrooms, and I like that one too.
So the company Magic Mind actually reached out to me, and I was like, you know what? Let's check them out. So I looked at a few of the reviews and everything online.
My first day on Magic Mind, I definitely noticed a big difference right off the bat. I noticed all the way throughout the day feeling much sharper, clear in the head, and ready to rock.
That's probably the most valuable thing. You know, as a knowledge worker, as someone who's working in front of the computer all day, you need that time where you're focused. And Magic Mind is a thing that really seemed to work for me.
So between some of the reviews that I've seen online, which was actually all positive, a lot of positive reviews online from their website, and also seen a few different reviews on YouTube. And the story was actually pretty interesting. So about a decade ago, James was on a stretcher because James was running a company. So, you know, with that, a lot of stress, he was drinking a lot of caffeine, and turns out his heart had been beating at 175 beats for the last 3 weeks. Didn't even know it. So he was basically diagnosed with a heart condition because of all of that stress and that caffeine. At the time, he didn't have any other solutions, so he actually came up with one. So a few years ago, James actually came up with Magic Mind. This is supposed to be a natural way to help you out with a lot of those things that we struggle with throughout the day. So when it comes to Magic Mind, it's supposed to have a lot of those natural ingredients. So it has a lot of things that's going to help with focus, things that's going to help with energy. And a lot of us honestly need that throughout the day. And you also use Magic Mind for less stress throughout the day. So after reading those reviews and hearing and listening to his story, I messaged Magic Mind back and I was like, you know what? Send me some over. I'm curious. They end up sending some stuff over, and I tried it out for the first day. And this is how that went. All right, guys, the time now is about 5:53 p.m. I get up early in the morning, man, so I'm a little bit on the drain side. And I have a podcast that I'm going to be doing at 11 tonight. Now, I don't want to take any naps because I still have a lot of work that I need to get done. So what we're going to do is we are going to try Magic Mind for the first time. All right. So I don't know if you're supposed to shake these things, but I'm going to shake it up and then we're going to try it. First time trying Magic Mind. All right. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for it to kick in before 11. So we'll see. Whoo, whoo. Man, that's a strong taste. Good grief. Whoa. Okay. All right. To be honest with you, it was strong like while I was tasting, but I believe that's something that I can probably get used to. I believe that's something I can actually get used to. Man, I don't know if, it was the taste or what, but I do feel a lot more alert. And I'm telling you, that thing will wake you up. The taste, it will wake you up. So for you to see all of the real benefits and stuff from Magic Mind, they recommend that you use it at least for 5 days before you really get a feel for how well that thing works. I haven't made it to that point just yet. I'm only a day in, but I will give you guys an update a little bit later on to let you know how this journey has been for me. But there will be a link down in the description below for you guys to go and check out Magic Mind. Once you guys do order, y'all, please tap in, comment down, and let us know how Magic Mind worked for you. All right? Until the next time, man, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Blueberry, Burberry, butternup. Tan skin, mixed race, buttercup. Canada weather got a bundle up. I'm trying to work, she hit my phone, she wanna. Whoa.
Scared me. I was like, dang, I'm up there jugging. What's good, people? What up? What up? What up, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What up? What up? What up? What's good, man? Everybody in the building. What up, bro? You good? Cold?
Yeah, man, just getting off work, my friend.
That's what's up. That's what's up. See, how's your day been going so far? And how was your week? That's always a good sign.
Woo! Yeah, it's been an interesting week. It's been a busy day. Y'all want me to tell it?
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Listen, I love to hear, a busy week, man. That means productive most of the time.
Yeah,
Productive week.
most of the time. So one day I did leave work early because I didn't have like 2 appointments after 2 o'clock.
Okay.
But I did, yeah, it was good. I was like, look, I am exhausted. Let me just get through the first half and I'll see you tomorrow. So I did come home and exercise a little bit, uh, and then just kind of relax, which I felt like I needed. And
Yeah.
then yesterday, what's the day? Yesterday, I get to work. It felt like I ain't even get to work 5-10 minutes. I get a call from my son's camp,
Mm-hmm.
and well, yeah, Junior's camp, and they told him he got stung by a bee.
Mm.
So not knowing for sure, like we don't have any allergies or anything like that as far as I know of, but since you don't know for sure, I kind of panicked a little bit.
Which is normal. That's normal.
Yeah, I kind of panicked a little bit. Went to go pick him up because she was she wasn't a nurse, but I think she was a teacher. Yeah, she's a teacher, and she was just like, I just want to treat other people kids like how I would treat mine, and I would want other people to kind of react like how I would react in a way. Just keeping you informed of stuff. So left early for that. He was okay. It was fine. I feel like he just wanted to play hooky yesterday.
Yeah. What they say, yeah, it'll be all right, man. Just rub some dirt in it. We good. That's what we had to do when we was younger. Rub some dirt in it.
Yeah.
Which is bad
Allow,
advice. Bad advice. Bad advice. Don't rub dirt in it.
allow me to intervene in this.
Go ahead. Go
Good.
ahead.
I can say myself, and Tina, I'm gonna say this because we all know, how sometimes these teachers and counselors, they kind of over exaggerate when they say like, hey, you can't fail today, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what happened? And then it's like, oh, they just scraped their knee.
All right. They just
You,
tripped. They just tripped.
you just kind of over exaggerate, like they just face plant themselves on the ground or something like that.
All right.
Right,
But
right. I
yeah,
mean,
because go ahead.
in the beginning, I was like, okay, I was calm and settled. I'm asking her, well, is he showing any type of reactions? Like, is there a nurse? It's like, no, he just. And I was like, well, if it's not an emergency, and I feel like if it was, they would have called 911 first and then called me.
Yeah.
So I was calm at first, but again, they was, oh, well, it's swelling, and I'm just like,
Was it her first time or was?
yeah, I think it was. She did say it was her first time having to like fill out an incident report. So
She was young.
um,
30. I consider 30s. Is that's young.
she could be.
30s. Or the mindset, the mindset of a young lady. You know what I'm saying? versus
Yeah.
those older women. You know, the
Yeah,
old the
no, she
older women. Listen, oh, go
up.
ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah, she was my bad. She wasn't up there enough to be like, yeah, this happened, but he's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Experience. She ain't had that experience under her belt just yet.
Everybody know when like the way things are with the kids now. It's like it's got to be like if they come in, they're sneezing, they're whatever snots in their nose a certain color. It's like, oh, they're contagious. You gotta come pick them up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
Any reason.
man, if we had that same thing, we was stuck at school.
I'm telling you, you good. You good. Blow your nose. Get you some tissue. Blow your nose. Sit at the back of the classroom. You good. You can learn.
And especially like if we hurt ourselves,
Hmm.
like because sometimes sometimes we have to adapt, but in other cases we're gonna stick to our guns and know what we know.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
like if we fall and get a cut on our arm or our leg,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna call our parents. They're gonna put a band-aid over it and call it a
I'm
day.
telling you.
Because
Yeah.
because when they say anything about my kids, it's like, hey, she fell today or whatever. I was like, did she cry? No. Was she bleeding? No. Then she's okay then.
Now,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah, I think again, man, when you're dealing with the older generation, man, again, from where I grew up, how I grew up around the older people that I grew up around, yeah, they ain't really sweat that. Like they would inform you. They'll let you know, hey, just wanted to let you know that such and such failed today or whatever, but we checked them out, monitored them, make sure they were good or whatnot. They still were able to go outside and play, eat, all that other stuff. So we didn't want to bother you while you were at work. Again, this wasn't like an emergency. It was that experience helps out a ton, man. It just makes life a lot easier when people got that experience.
Yeah.
Great.
I do
Oh,
want
go
to
ahead.
address. Tina. I see the new setup. I see the new setup. She got a new setup.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. I, hey, I want to tell you what's crazy about that though, Kobe. I want to help out a little bit. Like I want to get some companies together that kind of like sponsor
I was in a different spot.
and get like a what you call it, a some LGB. I mean, what they call RGB lights. A nice little desk, nice little setup or whatnot. Put up some little pink stuff around or whatnot, like Tina's World. But now we're here. Let your boy tech you out, man. All these companies that's hit me up, I figure we might as well go ahead and put some of that stuff to use, man. Just tech out a whole little setup for her, so she'll have that little setup. That way, the only thing she got to do is come and just click a button. She got a microphone right there, everything.
Yeah, because I like I told you, like for Father's Day, my lady bought my whole setup.
Oh yeah. You got a new setup. Yeah, how's everything going with that, man? You done
I'm
did
trying
some
to
research or
we're
anything?
trying to clear out stuff out of our study in order because it's originally her office, it's her workspace whenever she
Yeah.
got to do anything in regards to work. But she told me whenever I need to use the office I can use it, but it's we still trying to declutter and everything.
Yeah.
So
I ain't gonna cap, man. I was honestly when you told me about it, I was looking forward, dog. We want to see it, man. I'm ready to see that microphone, that ring light. Put that stuff to use, brother. Put it to use. Like next podcast, I want everybody to spam the comments right now and tell Kobe use that ring light and what you got a microphone too?
yep, but got a microphone
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we had what like 800 views last time, man. So this was the most watched podcast was I believe it was last week, I believe. Our last podcast. The most watched on YouTube. Had like 800 views on that thing, man. So yeah, y'all spam the comments and tell Kobe, dog. We wanna see that new setup by next week. We gonna hold you to it, brother. We are your accountability partners.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
And yeah, we gonna
Situated because I've been trying to. It's it's the week before the 4th, so like we've been swamped with a whole bunch of product, having to take it to stores and stuff like that. So, since it's gonna lighten up next week, so I should be in the clear to make the moves to get that stuff cleared out.
Oh yeah, you got about what is it? You got about 7 days, man. 7 days before we do the next podcast. That's plenty of time. Plenty of time to get you a little bit of space. It ain't got
Yeah,
to be.
man.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because and also like same thing that Tina says, like since I'm getting off work a lot earlier now lately, I've been getting back in the groove of working out too. And like this whole week, I've been walking my whole neighborhood the first day, and then after that, I started incorporate running into it, like walk a short way
Take your time, man.
and then run the other way. And honestly, it's been feeling good, like just to know that you got to work out in.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Yeah, take your time, man. Walk, because it's hot. It's hot out there, so you gonna feel that heat, man. You don't. I wouldn't run too soon. Just you being out there and just walking is honestly a huge step, bro. So I definitely want to commend both of y'all for incorporating that into y'all routine, man. That's dope. I love hearing it, and I'm gonna tell you that summer heat during July don't play with nobody. For real. I
Is
was
it
out.
me? Is it me or anybody noticed that Monday's weather felt like we was in Florida? It was so humid. It was so humid outside on Monday.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Though. I was looking at some land, man, and I was out there with a black T-shirt on, and when I tell you, I was baking, boy. That's exactly what I felt. I felt like bacon on a skillet. I'm like, good grief. Woo. No trees, no nothing, man. Just out there. And that's going. South Carolina is just a little bit different. It's only about 30 minutes, but no, it was definitely it was baking out there, man. It was baking out there this week. For real. Got a little bit of rain. We got a little bit of rain yesterday. Just a little drizzle. I did want to say something real quick, everybody. I want to send everybody over to the Outliners podcast, July the 1st, I believe, like around like 10 a.m. You guys will be able to go over to the Outliners podcast and check out your boy. That episode that I shot the earlier part of this month is finally going to be released, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited to hear the audio. I'm excited to see the video. Shout out to my guy, man, for again, this guy's all the way on the West Coast, man. All the way on the West Coast. Invited me up to the platform, man. We had some good vibes, great conversation, man, and some really, really good lessons for people that's interested in getting into content creating, or people just looking, or wanting to hear like a positive message. When I tell you, Outliners podcast, man, is definitely something to tune into on July Monday. All right, Monday, bright and early when you're on your way. It may be available at 8 o'clock. I don't know. Hey, y'all just go over there, check it out, man. It might be available early. I gotta see exactly what time that podcast is scheduled to go live, man. But yeah, I think that you guys are gonna be in for a treat, man. It was definitely a lot of gems that's been dropped. What people normally charge for, you're gonna get it for absolutely free over there on Outliners podcast. Again, shout out to him and thank you so much, man, for inviting me up, man. I appreciate that. That was dope, man.
Before you continue with our topics and everything for today, if you don't mind me asking, who is a person in the world of podcasting would you like to do a sit down with, or anybody that you would like to jump in on the Truth podcast in the future?
Honestly, man, so what's the name? Good grief. I would love to see, because he don't really necessarily do it all the time, but like interviews and stuff. This guy named Anton Daniels. I think that he does a really, really good job when it comes to interviewing people and not allowing his ego to get in the way. And when he asks questions, he asks them like based on like he don't really base it off of anything he's heard on the internet, but I don't know, man. I think that he does a great job. It's really just to see his setup and to see how he conducts himself like before, during, and after the video. I'm more into like that knowledge and of course, you know, trying to get the setup or whatnot. But yeah, I would love to either be interviewed by him or just be able to be a sponge and just soak up all that information from just being in the room. And as far as inviting somebody onto the platform where I'll be able to pick their brain, it would definitely be somebody like Mr. Beast. Man, listen, I know that's way out there, but let me tell you, man, I would love to pick his brain about YouTube, about business, and maybe not necessarily lifestyle, because I know him and I are gonna have two different lifestyles. But yeah, man, I would love to sit there and pick either his brain or somebody like him on a podcast. That podcast would be long. Like, bro, it's gonna take longer than an hour, so you might as well go and get your snacks. You know, get a sleeping bag, because we're gonna be here for a while. I got 1,000 questions that I need to ask. And it's gonna be followed up by 1,000 questions, depending on how this conversation goes. But yeah, man.
Well,
Anybody
that's dope.
probably
That's dope. That's dope.
I'm gonna say this, man. Anybody honestly that has been able to find any level of success with whatever they're doing, and they have a passion for what they do, like, and they have like they bring like a certain type of energy, like, man, listen, I don't care who you are, really what you do, but if you've been able to find some level of success and you really enjoy that, I just love interactions. I love talking. I love hearing people, you know, share their stories. Again, people that are passionate about that thing. It don't matter who you is. Just let's just have a conversation, man. For real. Good question. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, yeah. Make, making me think over here.
I just
While I'm
I just
getting
want you
lost.
I just want you to know, man. Anything that you have a idea or any person that you would like to sit down with and pick their brain. I don't think
Mhm.
nothing in this world is too far fetched, because I've seen a lot of people think things that they wanted to do was far fetched and it ends up happening. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't even sell
Mark.
yourself short on that.
Yeah, Funny Marco would be probably the perfect example, because he never thought that he would have somebody like Kevin Hart on his podcast or whatever. And Kevin Hart came up there. Kevin Hart got a little mad though, man, because he's just like, do you like this is big, Marco? Did you not prepare for this, man? I thought that was hilarious though. If y'all are not familiar with Funny Marco and the way that he conducts his interviews, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna. Oh, the only thing I'm gonna say is go and check it out, man. When I say that dude he is hilarious, phenomenal at what he do. Even though I don't even understand if he understands what he's doing, but it's hilarious, man. It is hilarious. Oh, Lord have mercy. But yeah, I do want to jump into the main topic of the evening, then we'll dive into the rest of them. LeBron James. LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers selected Bronny James as the 55th overall pick. So now this is going to be the first time in history that has ever been done. A father and son on the same court, possibly at the same time. This is phenomenal, man. Did y'all hear or see anything about it? I'm pretty sure you have. It's been all over social media.
Well, I did hear about it. Um, I think that is um, what is the word? It's going down in history,
Phenomenal.
obviously. Phenomenal.
Historic,
Yeah,
historic.
yes, definitely. I'm not too familiar with sports, but just to see that and know that that's father and son, I want to see how I do want to see one of their games because I don't, like I said, I don't really watch, but
Yeah,
I
no,
do.
that would be crazy.
Yeah,
My bad, my
I,
bad. I'm excited.
no worries, no worries.
I'm excited as heck, man. But yeah, a father and son on the same, like, I can only imagine like what that would feel like as a parent, right? To be able to, you know, beat all the odds. You coming from a single parent household, meeting a young lady, getting married, raising your children the correct way. First of all, you making it to the NBA alone from, your background is just crazy, but you were still able to make it to become a billionaire, one of the richest people in the world. And then you have a son that not only plays, but what also has made it to the top tier level and to play in the NBA. Like, that's crazy. And then on top of that, y'all are going to be playing on the same team. Like, man, listen, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. You wouldn't be able to tell me a mother loving dad. I'll be sporting number one dad hat all day long, dog. Yeah. I'm rubbing that in everybody's face. Yeah, but did your son make it to the NBA though? Nah, let me stop. That's crazy though, man. Cole, what your thoughts is on it, man?
Um, Historic. That's a great thing that he got drafted because I'm pretty sure everybody knew he was not going to get drafted in the first round. But it's first I want to get it out the way saying it's a great thing that he gets to play with his son. Let's just get that out the way. But do you kind of think this was supposed to happen? He was supposed to get drafted by the Lakers
We can definitely get into
because
that, man.
because if
Uh,
you look at it, no other team was trying to give him a chance. So in my mind, I'm thinking he would have if he didn't get drafted. Then what? Because I even think he might even go to he might go to the G League.
I don't know what that is, but um,
It's a developmental league pretty much for so like they'll go play with a developmental team. So whenever if they're um, if they're killing it down there and the team needs you to bring somebody up from that league, they bring them up.
okay. Well, with you saying that, it could be a form of nepotism, and it's about like also being about it's not always what you know, but who you know. So it could have been designed that way. See, like I said, I only know from like brothers and well, pretty much brothers, brothers, and sometimes Katie from when it comes to like sports. That's just about it there. So like from what I know, the little that I know, I feel like it could be, and after what you said, it could be a little bit of form of nepotism that his father is already in the league and just have that type of pull. So I think we might be having some technical difficulties here. Um, yeah. So
He gonna hop back in real quick. I know that for sure.
yeah, because I really wasn't. Um. Anyways,
How
well,
about this? How about this? How about I ask you a question before he hops back in? We get into the topics.
okay.
Um, this happened today. I was having a conversation with somebody in regards of marriage, and one of the people that were around the both of us, he had spoke and said that him and his lady were going to elope and then decide to have their ceremony later down the line. Like, no, he was open and said, like, there's no money problems, there's nothing like that. I just rather do the ceremony later on, because in his mind he thinks that sometimes the wedding is such a big investment.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks that, like, hey, we can just use that money to go take a trip somewhere or something like that, or use that money to go on a honeymoon. And apparently, this lady really did not like that comment. The comment was, if a man comes to me and tells me that he does not want to have a wedding, he rather elope instead and have the ceremony later on, the reaction was, I feel like I'm not worth it, and I don't think you care about me.
I feel like she's hearing the wrong thing. He's not saying that we won't ever do the wedding, do the ceremony. It's just like, right now, let's just elope, enjoy our honeymoon phase. We can, if some people may actually want to spend more money on the honeymoon, going out, traveling and enjoying themselves before everything. And then, like he was saying, later on we can have all our friends and family and stuff, and doing it like that. I just think that you know, she she didn't hear it all the way through. It sounds weird. I feel like it sounds weird for me to say it like that, but I feel like she didn't hear it all the way through. It's funny that you bring this up though, because I was listening to the radio this week. It's a little bit different though. The scenario was a couple that's engaged, and the bride to be was like, my bridal party, they are bumping heads. Let's postpone it to get everything in order, everything to settle down, get in order. Maybe 6 months to a year from now, then we'll go ahead and do the wedding. There's no issues with financial planning or anything like that. So that was not the problem there. So the groom or husband to be, I don't, yeah, the groom, he was saying, no, let's do it now. And the vibe was given because he feared that he wanted to say either or would find somebody within that open time frame, that 6 months to a year or so. And that of course it made her feel some type of way. It made me feel some type of way, because I'm like, y'all gonna air this on the radio or not? Like, y'all gonna air out y'all business on the radio or not? But it was just like, she was saying, and in a way, I feel like some women or some people out there as well was saying, what difference does it make if you feel like this is your person, like, and you want to marry them? Are you not set in the relationship? Or like, what is really going on?
Yeah, I can understand certain parameters, but for me, I think there's nothing wrong with eloping or getting married at the courthouse, because there's certain people that get married at the courthouse, but they do like a small little setup wedding at the courthouse somewhere random and have that ceremony there. And sometimes, like, if you love that person a lot and you want to get married to them now, what's stopping you?
Right. Right.
And because the reason why I don't have issues with it, because me and my wife got married at the courthouse.
Okay.
And did our ceremony later. And then, even though we did the ceremony, like, now we think the rest of, like, man, that money was spent. We could have used that towards our honeymoon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you might not be the person spending the money, but when you look back, you like, dang, that was a lot of money that was spent.
Like Katie, I don't know if you heard the question. You did you hear the question that Kobe had asked?
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
You want to ask the question?
Sure. I was pretty much telling Tina that I had a conversation with a guy and a lady today, and he was telling me that him and his fiance were thinking about eloping or going to the courts to get married and having their ceremony later on. And it wasn't no financial problem or nothing like that. He was like, "We want to get married now, have a ceremony later on." And and the lady that was with us, she responded in like almost a negative way of like, okay, if he want to elope because finances are tight and he want to do the ceremony later, that's fine. Or if it's financial problem, it's fine. But if there's no financial problem or anything like that, and he just want to get married to me now and not have a ceremony, I feel like I'm not worth it, and I feel like he don't care about me.
I
God,
was
oh, oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Damn.
well, I
Sheesh.
responded. She didn't really hear him. Like she didn't really. I guess you could say really connect with what he was trying to say. I don't. I would say that he's not saying that he don't value you or he don't want to marry you. Excuse me. But like he just he want to elope now, and I feel like he want to elope now and enjoy the honeymoon, put more money into that, enjoy the honeymoon, go places and stuff like that, and then do it later. Because I'm like, if this is your person, I almost feel like the time or the how y'all officiate y'all's marriage shouldn't really be a big deal.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. That's crazy. What like that's like I done talked for doggone 30 minutes, man. The only thing you heard was what? Good night. Is my connection messed up though? It kind of seems like it's kind of going in and out. I don't know what's up with that. Is my
To be
connection straight?
I can hear you fine.
It's better than when you was in
Okay.
the car.
You said what?
I was saying it's better than when you was in the car, when you was on the move.
Really?
We could hear you.
Yo, maybe it's just my phone. Maybe it's just my phone. That's so weird, man. But yeah, so my take on first of all, I don't know what's going on with that young lady. What's going on in her head? Because I don't understand why that's what she heard.
Trust me, I don't know either. I don't know either. And because sometimes I will sit there and try to get a person to understand, hear what I'm coming from when it comes to that. But when somebody's stuck in their ways and don't want to hear nothing, I digress.
And it also made me think about this story that I heard on the radio. Um, Not sure if it relates, but yeah. So it's a couple that's engaged to be married, and
Hmm.
she, I think she called up and wanted to know why the guy wanted to like really rush it and go through it. So the problem is though, her bridal party is bumping head, and he don't went out again. Okay, so um, I guess I'm gonna just continue the story. So hold on, y'all, bring him back. I'm not sure if he can hear us. But yeah, I'm gonna continue the story. So her bridal party was having some issues with each other. So they was bumping heads. So she was like, well, trying to have the wedding now with, that going on, she felt like that would ruin their special day. So she was thinking, let's postpone it at least 6 months to a year from now, and then we can continue down the path of getting married. He still wants to push for it. And it was given like he was trying to say, well, if we don't, something might happen. And it was feeling like he had one foot in and one foot out, even though he tried to make it seem like he was still all for it. Any other thoughts on that?
I ain't
I
gonna count.
just
I
think,
really. Oh, go ahead.
and that's a perfect example because people have their thoughts and opinions when it comes to situations like that. Because I think anybody can say it to their blue in the face and say, "Oh, the wedding is about the bride and the groom." No, it's not. No, it's not.
Mm.
That whole wedding, from the time that you wake, let me take that back. It's not from the time that you wake up. The time that you ask that woman to be your wife, that's when it kicks off. Because it comes to what color we're gonna wear, what dress I'm gonna wear, what the guys are wearing, what the girls are wearing, catering for reception, and everything that leads up to it. Because us as a men, we just gotta give our little opinions on stuff and make sure we're there on time. It's just my opinion. I just think that it's not about the bride and the groom. I think it's all about the bride, and that's it.
Mm.
Fair.
Carry on us about our connection. He on one today.
Right.
Man, I'm over here struggling, dog, for real. Can y'all hear me, man?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh man, yeah. Y'all know. No, normally your boy got that A1, that
I hope
A1
nothing went
internet.
wrong with the connection over there.
It's messing up again.
No, as far as I know
Oh yeah, man. Your boy been having issues today, man. I was at the studio. I ended up leaving there. I'm like, yo, like I don't know, man. I feel like Spectrum feeling some type of way. Cause I'm gonna be switching services on their bus in a few days. But I think oh, we got you. Oh, you wanna leave us? I'm gonna fix your butt, dog. But no, no, no. I mean, I've been hearing like bits and pieces again outside of this doggone internet connection going in real.
of.
I've been hearing like bits and pieces, but I will say this, and I actually spoke about this on my live earlier today. And I think that a lot of times, well, I will agree with Kobe first and foremost. Let me go ahead and start off by that. Yeah, the wedding is definitely for the bride. It really ain't got too much to do with the groom. One thing you do, you just turn and look presentable, brother. Everybody's eyes is literally on that bride. That's the reason why everybody else comes in first. And everybody pretty much stand up when she walk in the room. You can be standing up or sitting down when the husband or the groomsman when he walks. Oh, there go Eric right there. What's going on, bro? They sitting there dapping him up when he.
Oh,
But yeah, but
excuse me.
no, everybody got to stand up. oh my God, look at her dress or whatever. And I think that's one of the main reasons why, women look for marriage. I think one of the main things that they idolize oftentimes is that wedding day, that perfect day. I've been waiting my entire life for this one day. Like, only thing you do, like, damn it, if you wanted to walk down the damn aisle, like, we can throw on a dress and on Sunday you just walk down there during communion. I promise you, all eyes gonna be on you. Where's she going? But no, man, yeah, I definitely agree with Kobe. But I mean, I think we see this oftentimes, man. Everybody want that microwave, that now. I
I
want
had
it.
texted him to see if everything all right on that over there on his side. I ain't getting no response yet.
Kobe, you can't hear me? I don't think he can hear me. Hey, tell him I'm good. Tell him I don't think he
So,
can hear me.
are you able to hear KD?
Yeah, because he did text. He might have to go out and come back in. That's crazy. Yeah,
What's
he
going on?
may have to go. Yeah, so he talking about me. Well, that's his internet. That's his internet. Kobe over there struggling. I'll text him. I'll text him
You
back,
think
man.
it's Wi-Fi connection or you think it's something else?
Well, are you able to hear me? Are you able to?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
You can't hear him.
No, I don't hear nothing. It just seem on my end it's just buffering.
Oh,
You want to try to exit and then come back in?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Let me try to do that.
All right.
yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh man. But yeah, I did want to hear your scenario. I know you said you heard something you said on the radio, right?
Yeah, I heard it on the radio. Okay, so the story. Trying to make it quick now.
That's how I be, boy. I gotta repeat myself.
So, um, bride and groom, or they're engaged. Bride and groom want to get married, but bridal party is having some issues, personal issues, I guess, between themselves.
Mhm.
The bride wants to postpone until that stuff gets settled, maybe 6 months to a year down the line, then go ahead through with the wedding.
Okay.
Because she feel like if the bridal party is having a fuss, the wedding is going to have a fuss, and it would make everybody uncomfortable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So groom is like, no, let's do it now, because he feels like if we wait, something will happen.
Mm.
And the radio host is like, what do you mean? Like, do you feel like she's gonna step out or you gonna step out? And he's kind of giving energy that he feel like he may step out because he feel like, I'm guessing, I didn't hear the beginning, but it seems like they were saying that he married up, and instead of getting hurt, he'll do the hurting.
Wait. You said he married up, which means she makes more money than him.
I'm guessing, but that money really isn't the issue of the whole ceremony
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, I'm just trying to get the basic what's the name of everything. Okay, so he married up, but he's saying that he's gonna be the one that might do the cheating.
That's what it's given. Like, it's on the radio. I think it was live at the moment. So of
Bro,
course
that's
the hosts were like, y'all should talk about this in private. And I'm like, no, just go ahead and air that out. Y'all already started. Like,
right. Don't open up Pandora box and then try to put it. You can't put that back in the box. It's already out now, fam. Go ahead and put it out there. No, man, I think that's crazy. It sounds, man, that sounds like one of them doggone Tyler Perry movies, boy, for real.
But
Well, I tell you, good.
oh, sorry. But if somebody heard about the story, and I got some information wrong, just let us know or whatever. But
But the thing,
I'll do
the stuff
whatever.
that I've been hearing, I don't think that that's far fetched, man. I've heard a lot of crazy stories. I've seen a lot of crazy content, man, which is why I had to kind of get off of YouTube for a while, because you start to hear things more and more frequent that's like that. I'm just like, yo, what the hell is going on, man? Like, what are y'all thinking about? First of all, player, she bringing in the bread, and you talking about stepping out. Somebody need to slap this dude, man. Like, what the heck is going on? So what were your thoughts on it? Like, I know they didn't really get into it like you wanted to, but yeah, what were your thoughts on it? Like,
Well, I mean, I feel like that's what the energy was feeling like, how he was saying it and how it was a question, that particular question, he kind of paused, like not a dramatic, like not being dramatic, but it was like a pause. And I'm just like, why you pausing though? Like, why should it matter at the same time either? Like, if this is, she was saying, and I'm kind of agreeing with her, like, if we know that we are each other's persons, why should it matter if we get married, have the ceremony and get married now versus 6 months or a little bit later down the line? Because I feel like her reasoning for, if there's a issue with the bridal party, that makes sense to kind of postpone things. You don't want to have an event and things are falling off.
yeah, I'm gonna say, I think my take is a little bit different, man. I'm like, and it also depends on it depends on a lot of things, man. Like, if you're having a wedding at a certain spot and you've already told people have already taken off from work or whatever, I can understand why it would be kind of hard to shift
Yeah.
those days, especially if you got people flying in or flying out to go, whatever, especially if you got like a destination wedding. Again, people take time off, you know what I mean? I can understand why, a person wouldn't want the date to change. Like, the first thing I would think about, like, how can we fix this so that we don't have to postpone that thing? Like, you need to have something in order. And I'm like, yo, whatever y'all got going on, him as a man, it's time for me to step in now. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all need to fix that. Like, for real, this wife really, I mean, well, this day is gonna be about me marrying, like you said, my person. And the rest of y'all need to get y'all ish together. If ain't nothing going on like in between us, we good. No, the show will go on. So if you wanna act like you ain't got no sense, then you can stay your butt at home. But you're not about to bring that over here and mess up our doggone day, man. If we gotta leave you, then so be it. I don't care. Mama, daddy, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, best man. Hey, it's because it's not about, and those people need to understand, man. If you're in a wedding, that day is not about you. Put your ego to the side, man. Like, God, dog, what we doing? Kobe, what was your take on it? Can you hear me now, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, cool.
Well,
Spectrum done came and got you.
yeah, man. I like I told Tina, like a lot of people always say, or people have this thing in their head where like the wedding day is about the bride and the groom. No, it's not. It's about the bride.
Mhm.
Because I literally was about to say that time starts when you say I do. That time starts once you get on one knee and you ask that lady to be your wife. That's when it starts.
Mhm.
So you can, because like you said, you can say as many times you want. As a man, we just need to answer a couple questions. Just be.
Oh. That's like, well, internet don't lie. Like, we don't want to hear none of that. What you talking about? Nah.
Hmm.
we gonna put a stop to this, man. What's going on, man? What's going on? Now I did want to kind of get into it because I think that for the longest, right? For the longest, we have always heard what Kobe has been talking about: happy wife, happy life. When we got to throw that ish away, it's not. It shouldn't be. It most certainly shouldn't be that way. It should be about two people, a man and a woman coming together as one. It shouldn't be about the bride, or it shouldn't just be about the husband. It should be about the wedding day. It should be about two people that are coming together and they're basically confessing their love to each other in front of all of their loved ones. It should not be one-sided. And I think that's the issue, because again, how you start something is normally either how you finish or how you continue. So if you go into a marriage, if you go into anything and you start off a certain way with it being one-sided, oftentimes that's what people think that it's all about, and it should not be that way. It should be about two people coming together as one. It's, you know what I'm saying? We got to get away from that mess, dog. We really do have to get away from that. Like, listen, I'm confessing my love, and I've seen weddings, I've seen, you know, I've seen weddings how it's supposed to be. When you see two people, sit there in front of each other and basically just declare their love for each other, and it's felt on both sides. It's felt on both sides, like equal. Like I'm coming a whole hundred. I'm not coming. It's not no 50-50. I'm coming a whole hundred. You know what I'm saying? Instead of people always thinking that it's supposed to be one sided, because they've been painting this narrative for I don't even know how long. I don't know if it's the last 30, 40, 50 years or whatever. It's supposed to be equal, man. We got to get away from that. Because I don't know if you guys got a chance, but go check out Mr. Who's the Boss. Mr. Who's the Boss, man. I thought that, that was beautiful what he said. I would have loved to heard what she said, but it's just a beautiful thing, man. Y'all know I did a lot of different weddings or whatever, and some of them I can honestly feel the love, and then some of them, we ain't gonna talk about that because they still technically clients at the end of the day. But it's been like one or two weddings when I felt that connection, and one of them was actually from one of my childhood friends that I've known since like middle school, and he literally, like, him and his girl, they have been together for like 20 plus years, and they end up getting married, you know what I'm saying, after having a couple of kids or whatnot. But it was beautiful. The wedding was gorgeous. It was beautiful. And when she confessed her love, it was all good things, man. But yeah, no, I definitely feel Kobe with that, man. Most of the time, that is how it feels, honestly, or what it seems like. But I'm curious, Kobe, do you think that it should be that way though?
In what aspect?
Like the wedding should be just about the wife, about the bride.
Well, in my opinion, this is just how I feel about it. I
Mhm.
think people look at I think people look at the wedding day as the end game.
Facts.
It's not the end game. That's just the starting point.
Yeah.
Because once you say I do, and y'all are considered husband and wife, that's when life starts.
Hmm.
Because you can say like, oh, we've dated for 5+ years and everything. Yes, but your life was not con your life was not revolved around that person 24/7. Because when he left you, he went to his spot, and when you left, you went to your spot. Now, like, if somebody got a problem or y'all get into an argument or anything else of that nature, ain't no going to mama house or your place. Y'all got to be in the same confinement of your
House.
home with
Yeah.
each other to figure
Hmm.
out anything.
Right. Right.
And like I said, I don't. I don't mind people wanting to do weddings. I just think about like I don't like I said, I don't care if I'm not the person that's spending the money. I just look at it as like that's a lot of money that you spending for one day just for 30 minutes, and after that you are going on with your lives, y'all, because y'all started a life together, and now the work is that's when the whole journey start is putting in the work to keep it going.
Yeah.
And like you said, people say happy wife, happy life. I don't rock with that because I feel like if you are doing everything to make your wife happy, that's cool. But if you're doing everything that
Uh-oh. I think you went out again, bro. I don't know. I think you it kind of chimed out again on you. That's why you need to use that microphone, man. You need to use that new microphone. You got the technology and everything. You supposed to be using that microphone right now. That's
yeah, but like my bad, but like I was saying, like I feel like
yeah. You feel like fading away. That's what you done did again, but you done hit that Jordan on him. He done did that 32. Fading away on him,
go
dog.
go
Got him.
go go ahead and answer that question, Tina. Hold on, I'm trying to fix this whole problem. Hold
Uh, I did want to. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We can come back. We can come back to a little bit later on and whatnot. But I did want to jump into a few other topics, man. I don't know how to say this guy's name correctly. I just know he was a basketball player and he was dating another celebrity. Is it Iman Schulert or something like that? The guy was dating Tiana Taylor. I think they were actually married. They had a couple of kids together, and in the public eye, it seemed like their relationship was gravy. It was good until I started to hear other crazy stuff going on in their relationship. Like again, in the public eye, they have man. When I tell you, their children are gorgeous. Like they made some beautiful children together, and your boy ended up being on. I think it was like The Shy or something like that. And Tiana Taylor, she went from, making these questionable videos because she started coming out, what I'm saying, with these videos with everything kind of like hanging out, which I don't agree with, especially not for a married woman. I don't give a damn if you are an entertainer. I don't care about this. You know, at the end of the day, you're still a wife and a mom. You got your kids looking and seeing, all your stuff out in public that you're showing to the world. But anyway, she started to be on these podcasts and different things and come to find out they were sleeping with other people, while they were married. But they were like inviting people into. Cause a lot of people want to say, he cheated, this, that, and the third. Bro, they were literally having threesomes with each other, like them two, and then they would bring somebody else in. Like that's grounds for like you setting yourself up. I don't understand why this comes as a shock to anybody. Like when you start to open those doors, like anyway, they end up a few years later or a few months later, they end up filing for divorce. Filed for divorce, and he was upset. One of the last things I heard that he was upset that he makes like 40 something thousand dollars after taxes, when she's bringing in roughly about $100,000 per month after tax. He was like, "Listen, I'm paying such and such $1,000 per month. I don't know if it was $8,000 or $6,000 in child support. I think that need to be decreased. You know what I mean? She's making all this money. Like, dang, she pretty much was the breadwinner. Why I got to pay all this money? Like, our kids are taken care of. Like, I'll make sure their schooling and the medical or whatever. Like those expenses are paid for. But I don't think I should be paying this extra money on top of her getting all of the other stuff or whatever." And so divorce was final, and they showed that not only is she gonna get that $6,000, but they added like an extra $2,000. I think she's getting like $8,000 per month in child support. On top of making more money than him, almost double the income what he's making. On top of getting like, I don't know if they have like 2 or 3 properties worth a couple of $1 million. Those go to her. Like 2 houses, I mean 2 cars or something like that. Some cars go to her. and she also gets a 7-figure one-time payment from him. And I'm just like, what the? Did you even have a lawyer? Did anybody show up? Like, what's going? I'm trying to figure out why in the world this man is making half of what she makes, and we don't even want to do the numbers for the year. Like, that's insane,
Bro,
right?
you know what that is?
What? What's that?
That is to me complete bitterness. And like, don't get me wrong, Tiana Taylor's a very, very attractive woman, and
Hmm.
she got the world in the palm of her hand. But if you got somebody out here that's making way, way more than your former husband, and I don't know how long he's been out of the league,
Wow.
you can't expect for somebody to pay that amount of money every month unless you're taking into account like, oh, he got these other properties, so he's making money off of those, so that money that he's making off those properties can go towards his kids. Like, I just, in my opinion, in some cases it's like that, but I just feel like sometimes when things don't when things don't work out between in a relationship with a man and woman, and
Hmm.
especially if there's kids involved, like sometimes I feel like the man's going to end up taking the he's
You can
going to
say
take it
most of the
hard at the
time.
end. Most
Yeah,
of the time,
you can say most of the time. Yeah.
most of the time the guy's going to take it at the end.
Hmm.
Like it
Absolutely.
because it don't matter what the situation is. Like, because in some cases, yeah, you got some guys out here that are doing their girls wrong, cheating on them, and all this stuff. But you actually have a rare amount of guys out here that are faithful in the relationship, doing everything right, taking care of the kids and everything. And in some cases, like, you and that person can just have a
Disagreement.
what's it called? Like, not even disagreement. It's just a mutual breakup. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
it's not, no, y'all not arguing, y'all not fighting, y'all just had a conversation, y'all sat down, y'all was like, you know what, this is not working. Maybe we should break up and stuff. And I know we got a kid together, but we'll figure it out together. But it's rare where you have somebody like that where you just like, okay, I know you're gonna help take care of the kids, so I ain't gonna put you on child support unless you have that woman that like sees you with somebody else that's not them and around you, and they're around y'all child, and that's when things start.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, and Tina,
Yeah,
you can chime in. You can chime in at any time. But I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, right? When it comes to family court, right, divorce court, the family court, or whatever, the guys all is pretty much, oftentimes, always going to get like the short end of the stick, regardless of if she makes more money than him or not, regardless of if he was a decent spouse or not, regardless if he's a great dad or not, they are still going to find a way. That's why, and I spoke about this earlier, man. They are always going to come for those guys that are masculine. I'm just gonna say just men in general, man. I don't know what it is about society, but fellas, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful about who you out here marrying, who you decide to have children with, because I promise you, more times than not, you're going to get the short end of that stick, whether you like it or not, regardless of how much money you make. In the eyes of the law, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn, man. 7 figures, 7 figures on top of everything else, the properties, the cars, and I think they only got like 2 children together. Like, I'm like, yo, what type of children? Let me know what type of children need 7 figures. Again, keep in mind that the mother is making 6 figures. She's making at least 6 figures after taxes, not before. She's making 6 figures after taxes. Why the hell do she need an extra 7 figures on top of all of those different properties, on top of the cars, and almost 10K extra per month in order to take care of those children? When the guy already said, listen, if my children need anything, I got them. I'm gonna cover the expenses, like if there's any medical expenses, I got it. If there's any, you know, what else did he say? Like medical expenses or anything like that. Like I'm going to make sure that they are good. Like, but they be keeping their doggone foot on people's necks, boy. If you decide to leave, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know. We're gonna take a nice little chunk of that player.
Be real, it's because all that is because they're trying. The courts in their mind are not thinking of like what I don't know what judges be thinking when it comes to stuff like that. But in my opinion, they believe in their mind if the kid had that type of lifestyle, they should upkeep that type of lifestyle.
But who's to say that they wouldn't be able to with all the money that she's making now? You know what I mean? With all the money that she has been making. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I think. I think that they are trying to push a certain agenda, and I think that they're somewhat succeeding because like people like myself and like others, we're trying to advocate for families. Men need to be in the household so children have a better chance at life later on. But how do you get the men to try to stay away from being married, being in a family and everything? Don't want to have no kids because we know if this person feels some type of way about whatever I say, all they got to do is just go to the courthouse, done deal. They taking half. We get married and this person feels like they're not happy. All they got to do is go to the courthouse and they taking half. And the guys are looking at this and they looking across the board and they're like, yo, dudes are literally getting the short end of the stick. Why in the world would I want marriage? Why would I want to have children right now? Why in the world would I set myself up and try to have a family and all the rest of these other things when I see most of these guys being punished for it? It makes absolutely no sense. And that's the reason why I believe that most guys are choosing not to opt into something like that. Because again, they see that most guys are out here getting effed. Is no reason why I want to go down that doggone path. I'd rather just either be single, get snipped. If you know what I mean. Let me go ahead and get snipped. We ain't have no kids over here, player. Yeah, we can do the do. But your boy over here shooting blanks. You can take me to Maury all you want to, dog. You're gonna be mad as hell when we get there. I'm sitting there cheesing like a doggone chess cat. Y'all waiting on this.
Yeah,
Just
and
don't
I
know.
and I agree with you. I agree with you. There's a lot of things out here where guys are not willing to get married, and like I said, like people like myself have been fortunate to find people that that won't cross that line, do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got this day and age is where like people are popping out kids left and right, and then as soon as you know it, that relationship is done and over with, and then you got the man paying child support and everything like that. And let's be honest here, as much as they can say that, oh, um, the kid, like the father's supposed to have visitation for the kids, and then you see in some cases where that even though if you don't make a payment, you can't see your kid. And that's not the court saying it. That's on the on the other parent, because the
Mhm.
other parent understands like, hey, I need to see my kid. And then the other end, they're like, well, you didn't make your payment this month. I was like, I shouldn't have to pay to see my kid.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not making any excuse. Listen, if you lay down, you make a child with someone, then you already understand the risk. So, if this does happen, then again, play. You already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not making any excuses at all. Again, we know the risk. We got to be willing to hold ourselves accountable as well as hold other people accountable. But again, I always still try to look at it from both ends of the spectrum, and that's why I like to kind of put that out there. Tina, I want you to chime in. Did you get a chance to hear about this Tiana Taylor? Are you familiar with Tiana Taylor and her
That roach.
I
her husband?
believe so. As far as like who she, I think I know who she is. So, um, again, I mean, This is all, some stuff is still public. Some stuff is still private, I'm sure, and some stuff is still public. We are not in their shoes to really know what's what for sure. So I do find that it is unfortunate in certain situations, in certain cases, when it comes to the male pretty much getting the short end of the stick. And I have heard of some situations where mom really wasn't completely a fit parent and still prospered
Mm-hmm.
from the court's decision. I have also seen, though, where the judge actually was paying attention. So it was a situation where the guy made, um well, we'll just say less than the mom or the woman. The guy made less than the woman. I believe he was, I'm gonna just say that he was paying. I don't recall the numbers completely, so I'm gonna just make up some numbers.
I
So
got
I'm
you.
yeah. So I'm gonna just say, like, this was, I think they was appearing in court for another time or whatever, because he was, he was trying to get the child support down. So at first, I believe he was paying like $1,000, and he was saying, "Yeah, I mean, I work, but what he said he was." I'm just saying he was a manager at McDonald's, and she had like businesses, and she was making more than him, and the judge was like, "So what do you do?" Like asking the woman,
Yeah.
"What do you do?" Like, "I do this, I make XYZ, and da, 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 da." And she's like, "Does it seem fair that he has to
Yeah.
pay $1,000 when he only makes, he makes less than you?" And she's like, "Well," and she goes to, "I have to get my hair done, my nails done, da, da, da." And the judge was like, "No, ma'am. Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, Mr. So and so and so, we're gonna drop your child support down to like $500, and she's going to have to make up the difference, because I see that it's not fair for you to be paying child support over, pretty much kind of like over your means,
Mm-hmm.
and you do still take care of the medical bills and the schooling and stuff."
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there is some judges and courses, or people out there in the court system that understands and has a different mindset than what you were saying, which I agree too. It could be that they are pretty much pushing the agenda of keeping the males out of the household.
Yeah. Facts, facts, facts. And I mean, like they did a poll, they did a survey or whatever, and they even had it on one of the biggest shows, but they don't necessarily show or let this thing go on rerun as much as it should. But the Oprah Winfrey show, she said that black men are some of the most involved when it comes to their children, and that's across white, Asian, whatever, whatever other race there is out there, black guys, black men are actually the most involved when it comes to their children. And regardless of what the media tries to say, I see that, and I think that if people, not just putting this on one side, if people stop being as bitter, after the relationship, after the breakup or whatever, and somebody do see somebody with somebody new or whatever, somebody decide to move on, I think that they take that doggone bitterness out and they start looking at the bigger picture, which should be the child, the child being able to be around. If y'all not living together, I understand that. Listen, whatever. Y'all make the choice to separate for whatever reason. Okay, cool. But under no reason, under no circumstances, should a parent be kept from seeing their child. I don't give a damn if they don't necessarily have like the money or the resources or anything. Time is the most important thing to any child. I don't care what nobody says. That time, being around that doggone parent is by far the most important thing. And listen, I would love to have a discussion if anybody thinks that money would be more important than spending that actual time around that parent. I would love to we can definitely go back and forth or whatever, and have that conversation. But yeah, I don't think that nothing is more important than time. People
Yeah.
just got to stop being bitter.
I've actually seen a couple of folks that says, yeah, my dad gave, spent money, bought me the new Jordans and this like this. Or even sometimes the parent, the mom.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. The mom is the one that's, yeah, she bought me this and bought me that and stuff like that.
Cross the
But
light. Hmm.
yeah, all I wanted to do was just hang out with her, talk to her, or hang out with him, talk to him, catch a movie or something, or just a hug. Like I was seeing something too, like some just being somewhat affectionate to even your child sometimes was uncomfortable for some people.
Hmm.
Like once you get of a certain age, it was this one video I seen. She was like pretty much saying she was raised in a non-affectionate family or something like that, and she
Yeah.
ended up marrying into an affectionate family, and like she's showing to where is that they just want to give her a hug, be in her presence, and it was overstimulating for her because she wasn't used to it and accustomed to it.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I mean, I guess she was joking, but she was just like, at the end of the day, I just want to tell them, leave me alone. But at the same time, she was like, uh, you know, she would allow it to a degree. So it was still part of her healing of, being becoming accustomed or becoming comfortable with you and being in an affectionate home, being in an affectionate family.
Yeah.
And another video was it was they were older and it was siblings holding hands.
I,
And it was just like some people in the comments were like, we're all for it. And they was like, why did you start laughing? That's why he stopped holding your hand. You should have just let it be because sometimes just that affection is technically needed for both people.
yeah.
Like so, and what was I talking about?
It's
No, no, no.
funny
I
that
mean,
you
you.
say that. It's so funny
Yeah.
that you say that. Cause me and my wife went out to lunch today. We literally had a conversation. And she said to me, she said, "I noticed that like you like peace and quiet." And she's like, "I kind of noticed it because she's like, when I see you when I'm around your family, y'all joke around, but when I go into your house, it's completely quiet. But like when I be around my wife's family, they're talking, ha 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 ha, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. But sometimes, like if I'm in it for too long, I gotta go outside and catch a wind real quick. I'm like, all right, that was a lot. That was
Mm.
kind of overstimulating. Like
That's interesting, man. And
years,
this is why I love hearing, different people's lifestyles, and people from different backgrounds, and stuff like that, man. Like just listening and hearing how people operate. It just really it kind of sparks a lot of curiosity. Like I got like a million questions like behind all of those things, just to get a better understanding for, how different people grew up or whatever. And just trying to get people to understand that there's always balance. That's the most important thing, like out of all this. You know what I mean? Like they say, too much of anything is not good. Too much of anything is not good. But I think that we all need a balance of the two. We need a balance of that affection, man or woman. Like I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, I think that everybody wants some type of affection, some type of love. And anybody that say, I'm good on that, I would rather, that person just. I think that those people have oftentimes they've been in certain environments, and they accept those things, and I mean, we can argue, or I'm not gonna say argue, but we can have a discussion and go back and forth about, the people that say they don't like that or they don't need that. I would say that's probably some form of trauma, some things that they didn't experience in their life that you should be a little bit more open, because ain't nothing like affection. I don't care nobody says. There is absolutely nothing like affection, whether you're a man or you're a woman. There's nothing like somebody like embracing you and you being able to feel that through that affection. And I think everybody needs it, man. At the end of the day, I think that again, it's all about, of course, balance. When I'm sweaty and whatnot, listen, we can dap each other up. We can hug after I get out the shower. No, don't touch. Ew, brother. Ew. No.
Uh, yeah, me and my sister is actually a pretty strong advocate when it comes to balance. Anyway,
Mhm.
we definitely have been talking about that for a while. And at one point we called it like pretty much walking the tightrope. Um and yeah, the tightrope, the juggling, not the juggling thing, but the trapeze. Is it trapeze artist?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, walking the tightrope. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, but we was referring it to like just work and life. And at one point I was like, well, is it more of a juggling act? Because you work, life, personal, um, family, kids and stuff like that. And I'm like, and she was like, well, yeah, but you still kind of just still moving between one and two things, and
Hmm.
holding on to one or
Yeah.
two things. So it's still kind of like resulted to a balancing act. And going on the topic of just affection, my career, I think, um, I feel like my career kind of led me into the world that may sound a little bit weird, but kind of like the world of affection and mostly just touch, like just
Hmm.
having contact with people.
Hmm.
And like I said, some folks when they crying,
Hmm.
like it is definitely okay. Or I feel like some of them that just come in there, oh, I just want to relax and stuff like that. They may not want to relax by themselves, so they kind of come in and find, talking to someone, getting them a massage, and then that's their way of getting that affection and being able to talk to somebody. And I'm trying to translate this conversation to like sometimes our career. Well, I feel like people maybe in the healthcare um career fair may have chose that career fair career field
Yeah.
because it's something that they needed.
Mm. It's interesting. Yeah.
Like nurses, like maybe they wanted somebody to care for them. And just a simple massage. Maybe technically I wanted somebody to massage me, but
Hmm.
so um it's still some form of affection. Like I would say a nurse, like they like to care for people, and sometimes their patients return that feeling that of care and thank you back to them.
So you're saying that in certain careers that people are in, the the service that they're giving to people, in some case, they always it ends up reciprocating on them what they want that in return
Yes.
from their partner.
Yeah, or just friends, family, sometimes too. Like I feel like it just, it could have stemmed from how they got started sometimes. This is kind of like speaking from experience, like just wanting touch and affection. Um, and it could have been, the reason why they continued on doing so. And I'm only using healthcare because that's sort of kind of where I'm at, even though massage therapy really isn't recognized 100% in the healthcare career field. But yeah, but I still feel like it's a way of um showing affection.
Respect that. I definitely respect that. I would say, just to your one of your first points, like work life balance. I don't think it exists. I don't think that there will ever actually ever be any type of like real balance, because when you're giving time to something, something is always going to go lacking in
Mm,
some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know what I mean? Between sleep, looking out for yourself, looking out for others, working, I don't think that is possible. I think that they actually came out with a book or a study, and the overall conclusion of that is it's not possible. It's impossible. Stop trying to figure out and find like a work life balance. Now, when it comes to affection, affection for people is going to be different, right? And regardless of how they stumble into that, whether it's through a career, whether it's through another person or whatever, they're going on, man. That sounds like a scary movie. What's going on? I was just gonna take off running. You know how that little cracking noise or whatever from I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to think about that scary stuff. But anyway, those people that are trying to get affection or whatever, yeah, you could stumble upon it like any way. But I think the best way to to achieve success when it comes to affection, and actually I forgot who I heard this from. I want to say it was some type of relationship coach. But when you want something from somebody, or your partner or something like that, give that to your partner. You give that to your partner, and oftentimes your partner will see and reciprocate that. So, say for instance, you know what I mean. Again, just listening to different relationship coaches or whatever, they was like, say for instance, if you like when your husband does this, you know what I mean? Like just compliment them on that thing. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it when you wash the dishes. Like can't nobody wash them dishes better than you. And that man literally like he ain't even thinking about it. It's almost like a it's almost like a little setup if you think about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, hold on, wait a minute. But
well,
you do things, huh? You do things like that, or rubbing their back or rubbing their arm or whatever. You know what I mean? If you do it or whatever, like yeah, give them some arm rubs, back rubs, foot massages or whatever. You know, sometimes they might reciprocate that. They might return the favor or whatever, and just make sure that you're championing that. Like, we have a lot of guys out there. I know I'm kind of getting off with the affection thing, but you got a lot of guys out there that don't like for their women to wear makeup. So compliment her when when she is natural. Like, oh my goodness, like you look so beautiful. You know what I mean? With your bald eyelashes, like that just that's just so attractive. Now, let me stop. No, I'm joking. I'm thinking about the pop balloon. What's the name that I was watching the other day, man? That's just whew, that boy had asked one of these girls like about the eyelashes. She could not answer it. That's neither here nor there. My bad, y'all. Oh, did y'all hear about what is
but
it?
that's funny that you did. Well, it's funny that you said that because I did stumble on, stumble. Yeah, I guess you could say. But I did stumble on something where I read that, it's okay to do things like that. Like just, I don't want to say boost their head, but kind of just like you
That
were
was
saying.
you.
So kind of like, boost their heads or just encourage
Hmm.
those those types of affections that you want to receive from your partner. So yeah, it's definitely um something I'm kind of familiar with as far as like knowing about of hearing about it.
Yeah. Facts, facts. Did y'all hear about what is her name? Is it Courtney? Courtney. I think her name is like Courtney Kardashian, or there's one of the Kardashian sisters. I think it's Courtney. But she was basically saying that she was worried about her private area falling out. Yeah. She's worried about her private area falling out. And they actually played a little clip or whatever. And she was saying that she heard somewhere that your vajayjay could fall out like after pregnancy, and you shouldn't walk, jump, or run or anything like that for like 6 months to a year afterward, or you you your your
Man, there's so
situation
much.
could
There's
fall.
so much stuff that comes out. You don't know what to believe at this point.
But they actually did some research. They did some research, man, and looked it up. It's not that. It's actually like it could possibly shift if it's loose. If it's too loose, my bad. If it's too loose, or a few different issues with that. So they were kind of like joking around when she said they're like, that thing probably just too loose. That's probably what she worried about. But it doesn't drop off. It just shifts a little bit. If it's too loose, like a few months after pregnancy or whatever, for those people. I thought that was interesting, man. I was like, oh Lord.
Well, I did find out something about the woman's body that our fallopian tubes aren't set; they float.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
And again, I ain't do my research, but another thing that I came across a couple of times was if you do have surgery and they take an organ out, they just put it back in. They don't really set it where it was supposed to be because your body kind of positions the organ where they are supposed to be.
Mm.
But it it makes sense though. Like I could see that being the case because like if you are um just again from my profession, like if you're tense and you're tightened up and you experience acid reflux, then your stomach is higher and stuff like that. Like your muscles are contracted in certain ways that you might be um shifted a little bit different. So it causes discomfort. So after you get a massage, sometimes after you get a sensory massage, like people feel like it's their stomach growling. It's actually their body repositioning their organs. That sounds so weird. Yeah, but their body is just naturally doing what it's supposed to do.
What Will Smith say? Do me a favor. Keep like that to your like, oh Lord. No, that's
Yeah.
actually interesting though. That's really interesting. Definitely didn't know about that, man. But but yeah, I didn't want to keep y'all too long, man. I actually wanted this podcast to be a little bit on the shorter side, man. I do apologize for my internet connections today, but I do appreciate both of y'all for still holding it down. I was still watching. I was still able to watch and see y'all doing y'all thing. So I do appreciate that, man. And thank you guys so much for all the views last week. Um, After we get this tech channel monetized, we're gonna be trying to work on this one, man, so we can start doing some things with the True Podcast. Maybe start sending out some hoodies or whatnot to everybody that's on this mug, man. That's gonna be like the first step of business or whatnot. But yeah, y'all got anything y'all want to add? Any church announcements before we get up out of here? Anything y'all got going on?
Uh, well, I'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties that I was dealing with as well. Towards the end, we're gonna get that figured out too. Um, I just appreciate everybody tuning in every week for the podcast. The more y'all tune in, the more we can keep having these conversations and giving our opinions whether we agree to disagree,
Right.
y'all love to listen.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why we named it the True Podcast, man. Authentic, real conversations between, different people from different walks of life, man. It's a beautiful thing over here. We getting it done.
Yeah, so all I want, well, yeah, I want to say pretty much the same that you two have been saying. Thanks to all the people that's been watching. Thanks to the people that will be watching.
Right.
We gonna get there. We could definitely go. You know what? It ain't. We gonna get there. I already see it. I already see it, and I
Yes,
definitely appreciate being on here. Appreciate everybody that's again commenting, liking on all social media platforms. Um, you know, Katie, Brody, anybody else that's ever, a guest or a host here. I appreciate everybody. Just the knowledge as well, being able to joke around. Like it's no way but up. I just want to thank everybody.
Facts, man. Yeah, y'all know we're gonna throw our sponsors up here. How we start is always how we end or whatnot, man. Again, before we get up out of here, you can go ahead and throw that up on the screen. Throw our sponsors up on the screen while I'm talking. But before we get out of here, guys, we start our day phenomenal, man. We had an awesome week. I got some things coming up for you guys next week for GQ Real Estate. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Y'all know this thing, it's been a long time brewing, right? Since we first started that YouTube channel, there's been some things that I've been wanting to accomplish, and I'm just gonna tell you guys one thing and one thing right now. I got something that's gonna knock y'all doggone socks off. A huge announcement that's in the works right now. Been getting some text messages and some phone calls and some emails from your boy doing some life-changing things, man. This is honestly really gonna change my freaking life. Oh man, I feel it. I feel it. But earlier today, we got a chance to drop off some nice looking dress shoes, some Calvin Klein's, some nice Calvin Klein dress shoes, black, brown. Dropped off some Adidas, Nikes, clothing and stuff to people that are less fortunate. And also did a hooks for the homeless, which basically I walked back and forth. I don't know how many miles it was, but I parked my car because it was kind of like going towards in between down or uptown Charlotte and in between like Camp North End. I parked my car and I walked back and forth, and I put some food, nice little care package bag full of canned goods, sardines. They like this stuff. Water, uh, grits, whatever, man. It was just a big care package. I did roughly around about 15 bags. 15 bags, man. Gave that to the people that are less fortunate than myself, man. And that felt awesome. We had a nice live stream. A lot of people kind of tapped in or whatever and just said that they appreciate that somebody's out there actually active in the community and they trying to come about a change or whatnot. So I definitely appreciate that, man. But yeah, that live stream is actually on Katie the Great. Y'all can go check that out. It's on YouTube. Looking out for the community, man. One step at a time. All right. I think I'm done talking now. All right, man. So that's gonna be it for today, man. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until the next time, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Too bad was you know they roll.
Mine for sponsoring today's podcast. All right, guys. So y'all know that I am extremely busy, always on the go. And Magic Mind is actually a company that has been getting a lot of buzz. I believe even Joe Rogan said something about it on his podcast.
A new one they sent me called Magic Mind, and it's nootropics along with lion's mane and a bunch of functional mushrooms, and I like that one too.
So the company Magic Mind actually reached out to me, and I was like, you know what? Let's check them out. So I looked at a few of the reviews and everything online.
My first day on Magic Mind, I definitely noticed a big difference right off the bat. I noticed all the way throughout the day feeling much sharper, clear in the head, and ready to rock.
That's probably the most valuable thing. You know, as a knowledge worker, as someone who's working in front of the computer all day, you need that time where you're focused. And Magic Mind is a thing that really seemed to work for me.
So between some of the reviews that I've seen online, which was actually all positive, a lot of positive reviews online from their website, and also seen a few different reviews on YouTube. And the story was actually pretty interesting. So about a decade ago, James was on a stretcher because James was running a company. So, you know, with that, a lot of stress, he was drinking a lot of caffeine, and turns out his heart had been beating at 175 beats for the last 3 weeks. Didn't even know it. So he was basically diagnosed with a heart condition because of all of that stress and that caffeine. At the time, he didn't have any other solutions, so he actually came up with one. So a few years ago, James actually came up with Magic Mind. This is supposed to be a natural way to help you out with a lot of those things that we struggle with throughout the day. So when it comes to Magic Mind, it's supposed to have a lot of those natural ingredients. So it has a lot of things that's going to help with focus, things that's going to help with energy. And a lot of us honestly need that throughout the day. And you also use Magic Mind for less stress throughout the day. So after reading those reviews and hearing and listening to his story, I messaged Magic Mind back and I was like, you know what? Send me some over. I'm curious. They end up sending some stuff over, and I tried it out for the first day, and this is how that went. All right, guys, the time now is about 5:53 p.m. I get up early in the morning, man, so I'm a little bit on the drain side, and I have a podcast that I'm going to be doing at 11 tonight. Now, I don't want to take any naps because I still have a lot of work that I need to get done. So what we're going to do is we are going to try Magic Mind for the first time, all right? So I don't know if you're supposed to shake these things, but I'm going to shake it up, and then we're gonna try it. First time trying Magic Mind, all right? I'm gonna give it a little bit of time for it to kick in before 11, so we'll see. Whew. Whew. Man, that's a strong taste. Good grief. Whoa. Okay. All right. To be honest with you, it was strong like while I was tasting, but I believe that's something that I can probably get used to. I believe that's something I can actually get used to. Man, I don't know if, you know, it was the taste or what, but I do feel a lot more alert. And I'm telling you, that thing will wake you up. The taste, it will wake you up. So for you to see all of the real benefits and stuff from Magic Mind, they recommend that you use it at least for 5 days before you really get a feel for how well that thing works. I haven't made it to that point just yet. I'm only a day in, but I will give you guys an update a little bit later on to let you know how this journey has been for me. But there will be a link down in the description below for you guys to go and check out Magic Mind. Once you guys do order, y'all please tap in, comment down, and let us know how Magic Mind worked for you. All right? Until the next time, man, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Blueberry, Burberry, button-up. Tan skin, mixed race, buttercup. Canada weather, got a bundle up. I'm tryna work, she hit my phone, she wanna. Whoa.